Hello, everyone. Today I'm going to demonstrate how to install Visual Studio Code and Linux Ubuntu. And this is tutorial version, not version tutorial at MyWebUniversity. It's a YouTube channel, https youtube.com/@MyWebUniversity is the full URL. And you're welcome to watch our videos and learn it. And this video, I'm going to demonstrate how to install Visual Studio Code and Linux Ubuntu. So without further ado, let's get started. And I'm going to go to first to the virtual machine, which I'm running Linux Ubuntu. And as you can see, this is Linux Ubuntu that is already open here. And I did here cat-n etc LSB release to show you that I'm on Linux Ubuntu 22.04, and it's a long-term support, and the ID is also logged on as Wahid. But what I need to know is uname-a. Uname-a, that tells me all the information. But if I want to just know the machine type, I know it's on an x86 64-bit operating system. Also, uname-p for platform, it tells me that I am running an operating system that's 64-bit. And uname-o is going to tell you also is GNU Linux version. So there's a lot of information that you can go by. And LSB_release, there's another one that you could get that information. And then -a for all the parameters, you can get that one. But let's just get to the business of installing Visual Studio Code. So on Linux Ubuntu, you can install a Linux version, Visual Studio Code as a snapd package, which is a container, a part of the snapd. Or you could install it as a RPM or just the Debian package that is there, not RPM, the Debian package. If it was on a Red Hat or CentOS or Rocky or Fedora, it would be RPM. But on the Debian, it is .debian extension, which is a package for Debian distribution. So how do I get that one? I want to install it from the source of the website. So I need to know what Firefox I have. I'm going to just spin off Firefox here. Once you can click here also, but I'm more kind of a command line, everything I type in. So it's a developer's things that sometimes developers don't like to just cut and paste or visualstudio.com/downloads. And then I'm going to the visualstudio.com website, and code is the dynamic, not that dynamic is the canonical name or CNAME or alias name for that one. And HTTPS is the secure page that you can see the log here. And so without further ado, let's get downloaded this Debian. So you can see for Debian Ubuntu, the extension is Debian, and they have 64-bit, as I showed you earlier on 64-bit. So I'm interested on this one. If you're on a Red Hat or Fedora or CentOS or Rocky, then you need to do the RPM, Red Hat Package Manager. And if you're on Mac, you can do this. So you can get it from this visualstudios.com website. And then now I just click on it, and you can see here it is downloading that .debian extension. And then in order for me to know it further, I'm done with the downloads already. So I could just minimize this one, or I could just open another terminal here and then start it off. If I just want to open another terminal, leave the Firefox still running, just in case if I need to come back, I can do this one. In order to see the screen better, so I'm going to do CD here, PWD. I think the size is good enough, but I'm going to make it one size bigger. So that would be much better if you're looking at a cell phone or something. for this video, then you can see everything also. So at this time, I'm on the same machine, but I need to go to my downloads directory. And then the file that I just downloaded is called Debian package there. So you can just resize this extension. It's not gonna fit it. If I just do Control minus, it's gonna fit that screen on one line, so you can see it better. Let's just do file star.debian, and then you can see it's a Debian binary package format 2.0. So why am I doing this one? Because I'm showing you how to install a Debian package using Debian package manager of Linux. So in order to do this one, you need to be root or sudo at least. If I just do it with regular user, it's going to say you need to have the permission to write to certain system files. So in order to do that one, I could either do sudo su-dash become with a sudo access one time, or just put the command in front of the sudo there. But since I changed with the dash, my root, my home directory changed to /root. So I'm going to do go to home wahid and then downloads and sorry, home wahid and /downloads. Downloads I mistyped it and now I corrected it. So I'm on the Debian package there. In order to do this one, I'm going to do a package manager is called Debian PKG. This is the mother of all packages. Snap D and apt application package 2, apt -get and apt stuff, or also part of the package manager. But before you get those ones, you have to have the Debian package manager. Debian package manager install those ones at the time of installation. And if you want to install a Debian package, this is how you do it. If you just do a regular from repository, you either use apt install name of the package or snap install the name of the package. Like if it's code something, Visual Studio Code, then you have to type in that one. But at this time, I have downloaded the Debian, so I'm going to do Debian PKG -I for install, and then code and press tab. It will just go the rest of them. It will find the package. Once this package is installed, I will have the binary called code because it stands for Visual Studio Code. So then I will be set for this machine to run Visual Studio Code in the command prompt. But you need to run code in other ones with regular users. So now code is installed, I could do which code, and you can see that it is there, code -- version. Well, show that one. I am logged on as root. I don't want to do that one as root. I just say code and -- version, and it will tell me the version is 1.87.2. So what am I doing here? Which code? Code -- version. It is installed, and then if I just want to get information on it, I have to do code and -help or something. If there's more detail, it will just give you all the information with code. But at this time, I want to demonstrate how do you open it, how do you start it. So to start code, you just type in simply code by giving no parameters. If you want to just start it from a particular directory, you could say and do it that way. So let's just get it started with this one and then just say, okay, the theme that I want to select is this one. I want to select this option, and then at this time I could just close the welcome page. And these are some help that it tells you, and then how to use the file and everything. So I'm going to be saying that is good. I'm going to close it now. And I'm going to just go back to my home directory. And then I'm going to go to programs. And then I'm going to go to code. Let's say if there's a directory code, but it might be lowercase. No, I'm going to make a directory called code. And then now I'm on the code directory. As you can see, my program directory is and codes. So I'm going to create a couple of directory here, one for Python, one for C, one for C++. So I could say make dir Python, C, and C++. So if I want to do all three of them in one shot, separated by colon, then I just did that one. So now if I say, show me the directories, I have the C, C++, and Python. And each one of them I can run the compiler and run it. But at this time, notice that I might have G++ based on my previous installation. I might have GCC for previous installation, and Python dash version also for previous installation. So all of those ones are there. What am I going to do to just install the extension inside code? So let's get with one by one example. So the first thing is, let's get to Python, for example. And if I just do on Python, on this one, I don't have any program, nothing written at this time yet. I could write a program, let's say just a simple vim, and say, I could use the Visual Studio Code to write it, or I could do it with the VI Improved. And so let's say demo1.py, and I'm just going to say print, and then say hello world. So if I just do this one as demo1.py, and I want to show you the difference between the prompt here, and then now I created that one, and I say cat -n demo1.py, and if I run it with Python, interpreter say run demo1.py, it will execute hello world there. But if I want to make it executable, then I have to change permission 755 and demo1.py. Then I run demo1.py, and it will say that that is not the proper syntax, because I didn't tell the interpreter what to load as this. So if I just do this one with interpreter name, say Python, it will run it. If I run it with Python 3, it will run it. So what I'm going to do is do a vim on demo1.py, and then the first line, I'm going to tell it shebang user ben env load Python 3 for this program to load it. Okay, so now I say demo1 from the command line, it runs it without any difficulty. But if I change it to Python, let's say which Python, it is there, Python. So ls-ld user pen Python. Sometimes certain one of them, Python is not automatically symbolic linked to Python 3. If it is not there and you run and change it to demo, vim demo1.py, and you change it this one, and you see it is not running properly. In this case, it's going to run because that it finds the user ben Python 3, that symbolic link. But if this symbolic link did not exist, yeah, that would not work. Then you have to put the extension or create a symbolic link for Python. So that is another information useful to you. Let me just clear the screen here. So now I have wrote this one. Let's just open code with this one. So if I run code with dot, means run it from the current directory here. And notice that it is opening. So I say, yes, trust this one. This information, you can just close it and it's fine. But right here is the demo1.python. But notice that since I have the program here, it says that Visual Studio Code is smart enough to say, well, you need the Python extension. Either you click on the extension here and look for Python, or just select this one that's already detected for you. You could just say install this one. And then it's going to install for you. The extension is installed, then you will see the run menu and the debug and all the other options will appear for it. And once this one is done, it will tell you exactly that. Right now, you can see it says installing, and it's taking a little bit time to install the extension. While that one is done, I'm doing it, I'm going to minimize this one. I'll show you on command line here. So if I just want to write another program, copy that file or something, I could do it within the Python. Let's do it within Visual Studio Code, so you know that I'm using Visual Studio Code after installing it. Right here, now you can see that it is there. You can just see this run is coming. It says run, and it just compiled it and put it the output here. I mean, not compiled it, debugged it, because it's a interpreter. So inside here, I could run the Python also with demo1.py. I could run this output, or I could just say demo1.py here. So if I want to just create another file, let's say I close this one and I close everything here, I could just come back here on the file and say, let's just open another file. Right here, you can see new file and then new folder. All those options are here. So new file, I'm going to say demo2.py. And then on demo2, let's just create a variable. And I'm going to say first shebang user ben env, and then Python 3. Then I'm going to say name is equal. I'm going to say at MyWebUniversity. So that's my file handle. And then here say URL is equal. And then I'm going to say https youtube.com/ and that's the URL. And then I say printf, not printf, sorry, printf string. And then I'm going to say hello, welcome to my YouTube channel. And then at this time, I'm going to put a new line character. So I could say go to the new line character, or I could just say another printf statement. So it's your choice. If you just say this string, you don't even need the string because I'm not using any parameters. So if I just say this and then say printf, print, and then I'm I still think of C as printf. So here you could say the YouTube channel is, the URL is, you're going to post it saying that the value is URL and then followed by a slash followed by name, which is the handle. So that's simple. You just wrote 2 lines of code. You can also, this is automatically saved, but you can also say save or just give it the name there. Since it's already the same name, you just say replace it with the current information, or do just save once you that. If you didn't even save it, Visual Studio Code saves it for you. So now if I just clear my screen here, and then I just do a list -l, notice that demo2.py is not green yet because I haven't run it yet. And it says permission denied because the permission is 666. But if I just run it from with Python here, it will run that information here. And then notice that it gave me that information, but let me just see why I'm getting let's just clear screen first here. I want to make sure that the output I'm seeing is correct. Chain mode 755 star.py. So now I change the permission. Everything is showing green here. And then now notice is hello, welcome to MyWebUniversity. The reason it shows URL and name because I did not put the F string here. So once you put the F string and you run it, and it will just do it. So clear screen. clear screen here and then just run it like this, you can see it says, hello, welcome to MyWebUniversity, the name of the program, and then the URL is there, right? So you can see clear screen here. You can also say demo2.py, it will say exactly the same thing. You can also change the text font stuff to make sure it is bigger. I should have done earlier, so I'm gonna do Control plus, and then that would make the text bigger. And you can see here the output is, if I just clear my screen on the terminal and then say cat -n and demo2.py, it will show the code. And if I say demo2.py and run it, then the output is showing there. So you could go up here on the console or just look at the terminal here and do the commands and just look at it, or just bring this one down. I'm sorry. Okay, let me go to this window. One of these windows is the actual, this one went too much up. I wanna just change it. Yeah. So once you get right here, you can see also the code here from the source code. This is your icon that you can control it when you click on it. And you can see here, if I just clear my screen here and then just run it with .demo2.py, it will run the output. So another way you could do is that if you close all of this and you just say, okay, let me just do Control plus here. Inside here, you're inside the terminal, you could say cat -n demo1.py and then run demo1.py output. That would be the same thing. But if you want to just do cat -n demo2.py, you could do that one and then clear screen here and then run demo2.py. Not clear screen, I just run it in there. So you could do that one, but at the same time, you could say code and then open, let's say demo2.py by default. If you just do that one, it will open demo2.py. So you don't have to worry about which one you're going to go under file and then all that information. You can also do it from command line, like demo1.py. Okay, so that is how you just Visual Studio Code is very cool. At the same time, it allows you to do C program, HTML program, Visual Node.js, and CSS, and everything else of C++. So let's do a couple of C and C++ program also with Visual Studio since we installed it. Let's just stop this one. And then I'm going to go to the directory of C, clear screen here. And notice I don't have any program in C. But I could use the vim or vi improve, or I could just go to the code itself and just open it. So let's just say code and say demo1.c. At this time, demo1.c doesn't exist. What is doing it is as if I click on the file and try to start writing code. So then it just says, oh, you are looking at extension.c. Do you want to install the C and C++ extension? I say, yeah, go ahead and install it. And it's going to automatically find the C++ extension for me. It's going to install it. And then once it's installed, then it gives me option to debug it and compile it and everything else. But at the same time, I have GCC and G++ installed on the command line, which I can run as well. So while this one is done, I'm going to just click here and say which GCC dash version. You could see that I have GCC. Similarly, if I say which G++ and G++ and dash version, we can see I have 11.4 G++ version, which is they are both GNU collection compiled version. So, and that is what this one is coming out as. on Linux Ubuntu, clearing the screen. Let's go back to Visual Studio Code. Here, it's just the pre-release version of C++ extension is available. At this time, I'm not interested, so no, don't do that one. I'm just going to start demoing. So I just did this one. Now, this other window where it says the extension, if you click on their file, it just gets updated for the files, what we are there. And you can go to the Explorer and then open files and everything. And if I just say, okay, look at the demo 1.c, it does not have any code yet. So if I go on the compiled version here and then do a ls minus l, the file doesn't even, I have not even created because I have not even saved it or I have not written any code in it. So once you say file save, just this one, the program and demo one under this directory structure get patched. At this time, it might just have a file name, but it does not have an extension. I mean, it does not have any content, 0 byte. So file demo 1.c, you can see it is a empty file because I haven't written any extension just because, I mean, any content, just because you gave the extension .c, it's not identified as C code yet. So I'm going to say here town, include, and then just say standard io.h, okay? And then at this time, let's see if the size of the file changed. It is not changed, so it's not automatically saved just because I did it. And right here, you can see that file is not written anything. So I click on here, save file, save. You can set the auto save automatically as soon as you do it. But if it is not by default, you can set it. So now that file is there. Now notice because I wrote the pound include automatically identify this file as demo1.c, and it only has one line at this time, right? So the now demo1.c, and instead of 0 byte, it is 30 characters, which is from here to all the way there. And you can do an octal down minus n for demo 1.c. You can see all that. Sorry. Let me just do octal down minus c and demo 1.c, and then you can see all the files with including the new line characters that are there. If you want to see it with cat command, you can do it. Sorry, not octal down, cat command. That's why that command did not work. So if you do cat here, it is there. But if you want to see the extension and other ones, you could say minus EA, and then all the $sign and any other tab and other ones are going to be revealed there as well. So let's just go here and then write the next line, which is saying that write a function int, which is return of type int, the main function. And I'm going to start on the brace here. And then between brace, I'm going to say printf and say hello world, and then a new line character, and then followed by a semicolon here. C and C++, you have to terminate with semicolon every line. Python, you don't have to. Similar to JavaScript. JavaScript, you don't have to, but you could also write it. It doesn't complain. Return, and then Java, you have to go to. I believe it. You don't have to, but I'm not sure and details of go to yet. I haven't checked it on that platform for sure. And the detail, I think it is semicolon is required, doesn't require, but if you put it, it's like JavaScript. But don't quote me on that one. And so now this is done, and then I'm going to just say file, save. So now, because the extension is installed, I could just click here to debug and say, this option that it says that what you want to do is, by default, this is saying that build and debug the active file. This is selected, so you just compile it, and it is going to go through that. And then once it compiles it, it is going to generate the executable. then at this time it succeeded with zero failure, right? So the console debug, it shows that. And then if I go to the terminal, then I see the output is also supposed to be here. So now what happened here? So it's really, let me make this thing a little bit moved out here. So let's do this, clear screen. And I'm on the Wahid directory. I'm going to go to programs and I'm going to go to C. Actually, under this code, did I write it under code? So rather than code C, I'm going to go to code first and then go to C. And now I should have the demo one program. Since I have the demo1.c, you can see a file demo1.c is a C program, is a ASCII text source code. I can do a cat on it and I say, let me just resize this one again. At this time, I don't need to see that top one, so I'm going to do that. And then I want to just say this. And I don't need to see this left menu. I want to see everything on this. So you can just do a little bit work on the part of your terminal. Whether you like to use this terminal here or you do it here, it's up to you. So I'm going to do here, I'm on this directory, and then I do ls, and then I see the two files. File and demo1 is the executable link format, which I run it with demo1 here, and it will execute it, show me the output. And then the source code file is cat-n demo1.c. You can see that one is there, and that's the line. If you want to see the output, you just have to run the demo1. Because I told you that GCC dash v, dash lowercase v is showing you all the detail, but dash version showed you a few lines. So if you run the GCC here, demo1.c is the source code, and demo1 is the executable. I could rm demo1 here, and I don't have to use that right here. I could just compile it here, say gcc -o demo1. And notice here right now, I only have demo.c, not demo1. So I'm going to say gcc minus O demo1, and then demo1.c is source code. Now I just generated demo1, and demo1 output is there. File demo1 is an executable link format. So whether you use it here or use it with the GCC compiler, it is the same thing. Okay. Let's just close this one and say I'm going to be done with this example here, and then obviously I could just make a copy of that file and change some stuff and then make another one with Vim, but that's not the subject of the objective of this video. So I'm going to jump into the C++ directory. C++ directory, actually go to this, and then I'm going to create a symbolic link to C++ as C, the character ++. So let's do that one. Link -s C++ and do C++. So I'm going to just call it like this. Now I have a symbolic link. Whether I do a CD, like I was on the C directory, I say cd.c++, it should have taken me. But because that symbolic link didn't exist, I just created it and now it's there. Clear screen, and then now I'm there. So if I go and C++, then the path is going to show, but for both of them, it's actually the file, physical file is C++, because ls -ld, C++, and C++, if you look at them, One is a physical file, and this is a physical file, is a directory. Everything, whether it's directory, a device, a node, anything, we call it a file. But it is the way it is defined is that at the directory D. Directory is nothing but it's just a list of files in it. It's a file also. So, and then a C++ is a symbolic link. This is dash L, means a symbolic link, and this arrow is pointing to it, meaning that it's an alias to that C++ as a pointer. So, and when I'm on the C++ here, I want to just write some code here with Visual Studio Code. So let's do this one also inside the code. I'm going to say code, and then I open it with the current name. I could have given a name, but I wanted to demo more for you, so I did not create a name. Here I could click on a new file or just do it, or just go here. When I'm clicking here, you can see here it has an option of creating new folder or a new file. So I'm going to create a new file, and I'm going to call it demo1.c++. Okay. So now demo1.c++ is there. I don't need this information, so I could use the bigger space. I'm going to just click here, and then this one will come back. Here now demo1.c++ is there. So here I'm going to say count include, and then I'm going to say IO stream, and instead of standard IO, input output stream I'm going to include here. Then I say end main, and I'm going to say start the brace here. Usually you want to start a brace here. I don't care. Honestly, I just started the way I did it on C. So that syntax is for me the same as C++. C++ is superset of it, but doesn't matter. C out, and then I'm going to say, let's say hello world. And then I could say this, and then end of line. Notice that when I do this one, this C out is not recognized, even though it's part of the input output stream, and end of line is not there, because I'm not doing the scope resolution. So I have to do std : in order to say that C out is defined in the standard in and out scope resolution library. So then you just are going to be right with the syntax here. But after this one, again, a semicolon is required. So I'm going to say, let's do this one with another line of return, and then just 0, and then semicolon, and then get rid of this information here. So this is the code, but notice that on the C++, since I wrote that many lines, let's look at see what is inside the file. It is still 0 byte because I have not saved it yet. So let's save it, save file, save. And then now it is going to be a size for it. It is 96 lines. So if I say file demo1.c++, it shows that it's a C source code. Why is it saying C source code when it is a standard IO is not used? The IO stream is used, and C out is used, end of line is used. Apparently, Ubuntu does not know that one until you put using namespace std to define it. But at this time, I don't need to do that one. So this is a perfect fine Visual Studio Code for C++. So I'm going to compile it. And then it says that you want to compile it with just a C++. So it's taking that value, and then I say not show at this time, would like to this. Notice that this error shows would like to configure project C++, CMake tools. And I say, yeah, go ahead, do it. If you're doing it for the first time, these issues shows up, and just take that Visual Studio Code advice and just follow it and see what is happening. And then you say, do not show this one again. And now let's see if I just run this one, is it gonna run again and again? It's gonna send the code. So at this time, I'm going to just say, let me just close it here, close the whole thing. And then let's see if our code runs with the compiled version, or do we need to install additional extension? So if the code here is say file star, you can see this C code. I'm going to say G plus plus dash O and demo one dot C plus plus, and then I'm going to say actually minus O demo one dot C plus plus. And the code run. And for both C and C++, if you don't say this one, it creates a a.out file. A.out file is also executable. So you could just say a.out is similar to a demo that I created earlier with the G++ dash O option, output executable this. So now if I say file star, you see that all of the other two or executable link format. File star.c++, this is still showing C. And let me just open it with Visual Studio Code again to see if we could just change something and run the code there and then identify it differently. So VI actually code demo1.c++. It should open Visual Studio Code. So instead of scope resolution like this, I'm gonna just define it once on the topper layer, and then we use that one. So we say using a namespace std. That would say that every time I do this one or that one, I just define that one using namespace std. But because I haven't saved namespace, let me just write namespace correct using namespace std. Now the namespace was mistyped previously. Now it's corrected, and now it's all good with count and cout and everything. So I'm gonna say save, and then before I compile it, let's see if I just can see the file demo1.c here now. Notice this one was saying C. I bet you this time it recognizes it as C++ source code. Why? Because the only line I changed it was using namespace. So whatever is the thing that this operating system define it as certain ones of them as C source code, and certain one is like a C++. That is something that maybe is a bug, maybe it has to be corrected correctly. So you can see that one. Okay. And notice that this one does not have a new line character, so it's writing my prompt at the end of it, which is okay, because we could add a new line character on the Visual Studio Code here. So let's just do that one and just say one more line here and then save. Usually you don't have to do that one. The interpreter should move into the next line, and now it is doing that one. So let's just go to compile it. By compiling it at this time, I'm going to say go ahead and use this default one, and let's see if it does fail. Doesn't not do it. Open launch.json. I don't want to open launch.json. So at this time, I'm going to just go to the terminal and then clear my screen here. Something is different. So code demo1.c++. It's going to open that program, and then I'm going to just look for the under a terminal to see here. We could just go under setting extension. I think the extension was installed properly, or maybe only installed the C++, the GCC. So let me do a G++, see what is the extension that comes with G++, because I could compile it with ICE computation programming language. That is for G++, and then a version is competitive programming. Let's just install that one too. There's so many packages, but each one of them that you use would provide you something useful, something maybe too much and redundant, because everybody is doing the same thing. Like if you want to buy potato, in every store that you go there, there's potato. If you want to drink some juice, every store sell it. And similarly with fruits, similarly with compilers and interpreters, everything. Sense. This one is already installed, and this one is also installed. Okay, so at this time, I'm going to close these ones and just go back to here, and under the setting, right here, you can see that some of the option that you see that is no problem. Why is it no problem if you're just not compiling it? So I'm going to go to the terminal here, and then now you can see the terminal is showing up. If I look at the directory, somehow my path on the directory is not set. So you have to make sure that when you compile it, under the edit and preferences setting and the tools, everything, you have to set your environment to find it out. And at this time, under preferences here, you could see under the setting, you can change it to whatever you want to do it. It's up to you how you want to set your environment, but I'm going to show you exactly right here, and then you can always look that up if you do it. Your environment is different from mine. So I'm on this directory by default. I'm going to go to programs. I'm going to say code, and then C++. Now I have it here. I could just run the code and just compile it. So since it's there, file demo 1.c++, you can see, and it's say a.out is the executable we already generated. A.out, I'm going to remove it, and then I say G++ minus O. I could call it whatever I want to call it, an uppercase demo 1 for demo 1.c++. And now I have a demo 1 in uppercase. And the file demo 1, doesn't matter what you name it, you can generate this one to say Wahid, whatever. You could just call it A.out is another example of those ones. Okay, so I hope you enjoyed this video. I hope you learned something, and then please make sure that you go to our channel and watch and subscribe to our channel. There's a lot of videos for this kind of stuff. Whether you're doing it at MyWebUniversity, I have more than 1.2K videos, and then there's a lot of videos for you that you could go under here, under videos, and watch them. At the same time, on the MyWebUniversity channel, since I installed code, I want to show you. I wrote a book called The Direct Path to Linux Ubuntu, and each one of these ones I have a lot of chapters. For example, one of the chapter here, chapter 9, the C and C as the C++, include header files. So a lot of the documentation, if you're not in front of a Linux machine, you wouldn't know the function calls that are passed on to standard IO.h or IOStream.h. If you have to look at them, just come and visit my website here. You can go all the header files and C++ header files as well. So like, for example, Control F and standard IO.h, it's right there. You just click on it, and I just open the file. If it has the extension, apparently this one, I don't have it. But let me just go on the chapter 9 here and look for IO stream. See if that one is there. I'm going to put all of these ones if it is not there by default. It doesn't look like it is there for some reason. But let me just see if everything is, yeah. Looks like I just transfer some of my binaries. I have to do this one again from my backup because on the repository where I put this one, I have to load them. And that's something neat that I found out today. So this one is for chapter 12, dynamic. So if I just do like cat command, remember that cat command that I showed you a lot of the time? You can see here the manual pages for it. I just did it, or similar like file command. We did this one, and then it will show that. At the same time, like code is not something that I would have the download and the page for it, but you can just get it from Visual Studio Code documentation for that one. Anything Linux related command, you can do it. Like for example, npm for not a package manager, you can get that one, or node, not code. So let's get the node, for example, node. If you're a developer, you're gonna just need all of these ones and each one of them, npx and so on. So that this documentation on my website is gonna help you a lot, just to get it. Any Linux command, obviously you can type it in, including system D, which is systemctl, or systemd daemon. And then some of them are a nice thing because, like for example, I was showing you the node. When you search for node, I'm also the way I wrote the Python program to generate this PDF file. You don't need to install a Linux machine or have a container virtualization. All you need is a browser and desire to learn. So you type in node, and then now inside the URL that where it says see also, this manual pages documentation, it's written really neat. My job was to read the manual page documentation, convert it to PDF files, and then produce you to my website on this output. And at the same time, if it was a URL, notice the handle shows up. That means you can click on it and it will take you to the URL for the entire web page. So you can read it there. And code reusability is part of my job as a software engineer or as a computer scientist, because I say, well, this is already there. Why do I have to write it one for my programs? So I just point to that one, and it is going to bring you the documentation. If we all just do code reusability right, then everybody is getting access to the right place by just clicking a few buttons. Okay. I hope you enjoyed it. I hope you learned it. God bless you all. Take care. Have fun and enjoy. Love and peace to all. Always look for peace for everybody in the entire globe.